obviously a nice announcement today for you guys. Just how excited are you guys to bring Comet hockey back and be kind of a good turning point, hopefully, for this community?
Well, you know, that's one of the big things that helped us make our decision is how much we thought the community needed this. It's not going to be a financial win for us to do this, but we feel that the community needed something like this. They needed to see even more light at the end of the tunnel. I think the vaccines are proving that to the American people and people all over the world. But, you know, to actually have professional sports back again at the Coliseum, have hockey back at the Coliseum, I think it's exciting. I'm sure there'll be some nervous people, but the Coliseum will do their job to keep it a safe building. Our players and coaches and staff will have to follow the protocol that was put together by the league and the Players Association. But it's back in 1990 in early July when we took over the team and stood here and talked about it. It's kind of like that again. We're starting over again, but the one bonus that we have now is we have a roster of players. Back in 1990, we didn't have anybody.
Yeah, for you guys, speaking of that roster of players, how excited are you about the group that you guys bring in? Obviously, you mentioned some players have left, some players have decided to stay, and you've added some good players too. How do you feel about the roster and the group, obviously backed by Coach Boudreau and Coach Legault?
Oh, I think we've got a competitive team put together. I would have liked to have the guys that went to Europe, but that's their choice. They had to make that choice. But the three players we announced today, I think, are very comparable players to the players that left, and I think we'll be fine. You know, we with Vegas not sending any players, we'll probably pretty much have a totally ECHL contracted roster. Although there are some AHL teams that aren't going to play, and there might be some players available from those teams which we would be able to take on. But the challenge will be, like it is with every team that's playing right now in our league, the challenge will be to keep people healthy and to keep guys off the COVID list and keep them in the lineup. And that's where the players and the coaches and the trainers and everybody are going to have to follow the protocol, follow the rules that are in the protocol to give us the best chance to field the best team we can every night.
Yeah, have you guys had any talks with the ECHL? Have they announced that you guys are going to be able to have any kind of expanded rosters or anything like that to help alleviate some of those possible situations?
Well, we did add a reserve spot to the reserves. Now we have 3 for this year. We'll probably end up with about a 23-man roster, and that's about what you can do. I don't expect too many AHL type players coming in. There might be 1 or 2, but I really feel this will be a pretty predominant ECHL team. And you know, with the Vegas deal, it's too bad we're not going to get anybody. But when they changed their game and decided to go with this taxi squad and everything, it just kind of took the availability of some players out of the mix. But I like what we've got. We'll be adding to our roster as we move along here and get closer to the start of training camp. I'm sure we'll be adding players along the line, and we'll get it going. We'll get it going, and I know the players want to play. They'd play tomorrow if they could, but I know that they want to play bad, and they've stuck with us through this. They've stayed loyal to the Komets. They want to play here, and now they're going to get that opportunity.
What can we kind of expect differently in terms of the locker room setting, stuff like that? Not even for us, but for the players and everything, just to kind of help keep things as safe as possible.
Well, they'll be wearing masks. Everything will be sanitized after games, after practices. They'll each have their own towels. They'll each have their own water bottles. We have a whole laundry list of things that have to be done within the locker room to make sure we're as safe as we possibly can be. And again, though, that's just going to be up to the players and the coaches and the trainer and equipment manager to make sure everybody's towing the line on this, because if you have a couple guys that stray away from the protocol, that's where you run into problems.
And for you guys, obviously, you said Ben and Legs are pretty busy today, obviously calling players, getting a hold of players, and, letting everyone know, hey, the season's back on. Kind of what was their reaction when you guys were able to tell them, hey, we're going to play some hockey, and when we obviously expect what the Komets expect?
Well, we told them yesterday, that it looked like this was going to happen, and we asked them to keep that close to the cuff. And but now that the announcement's made, they're on the phone talking to all our players. They're talking to other players that are available out there. Once the word got out that Fort Wayne is going to play hockey, I figure their phones are buzzing. So that's why they're not here today. But trust me, they've worked hard all summer. They're working hard now to make sure that we can step on the ice and be very competitive.
Yeah, and obviously still kind of not sure in regards to what the future may hold for a playoff scenario, things like that. But what are the expectations you guys have kind of put forth on this team, obviously with a veteran group coming back and a good coaching staff coming back as well?
We have high expectations. We think we got good players. We think we've got a good offensive team. We think we've got a strong defensive team. And the number one objective is going to be to win hockey games. Win as many hockey games as we can, but the biggest thing is we're playing. We're playing, win or lose, we're playing, and I like our chances. Yeah, the other teams have been playing since December, but maybe they're getting a little tired now and stuff. So we'll get into it, and we'll get into it at 100%, and just see what the heck happens.